Hello YouTube, my name is Myles Anderson. I'm a professional joke explainer, and today I'm explaining the jokes of Owen Benjamin, one of the best comedians working today.
Welcome back, folks. Our next guest is a stand-up comedian who is starring in his very own Comedy Central special. Please welcome Owen Benjamin.
Thanks. Appreciate it. How you guys feeling? Good? It's great to be here. It's great to be back in my home in Los Angeles. I was on the road for a while. And I realized the thing I don't like about flying is that when someone sits next to you, they assume they're going to be your friend the entire flight. And you can't go anywhere. You're stuck on an airplane. You can't just be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay, so the first joke here is about an airplane, which is I always love to see because talking about airplanes is a time-honored tradition by stand-up comedians. As soon as someone starts talking about an airplane, you know it's gonna be funny. Guys like Owen Benjamin, they spend a lot of time on airplanes because they are incredibly successful. So he talks about how on an airplane, if you sit next to someone, it's awkward because you're just kind of stuck there, which is funny because that is true. So the joke is that is a true thing.
So I figured out the best thing to do is just say something really crazy right before the plane takes off. You know, just sit down, make some eye contact. It helps if you're sweating. And just be like, this flight's gonna get wicked intense. They won't say a word. I got ID'd at the airport. I'm 20.
Great opening joke there about if you're trapped sitting next to someone, you should pretend to be a crazy person so that when you're on the flight together, the other person feels uncomfortable as well as you. So that's kind of the joke there, is sort of the absurdity of doing that.
I'm 29. I haven't been ID'd in a long time. I forgot what face to make when I get ID'd. Because they look at the ID and then they look at you to see if it's you, and you're just caught in this weird purgatory. You're just like... And then you have to explain the picture. You're like, yeah, I was going through a tough time when that was taken. I'm really tall. I'm 6'7".
All right, so that little joke there was about getting ID'd and not knowing what face to make. The joke there is just sort of that it's a funny observation that we've all felt awkward when we get ID'd. So.
Which is like Narnia tall, you know? And people just assume you're good at stuff when you're tall that you're not good at, like basketball. I'm horrible. And strangers will walk up to me and be like, hey man, do you play basketball? I'm just like, no. I want to walk up to a short guy just once and be like, hey bro, do you get shot out of a cannon? Hi, little buddy. Hi, you work for Santa Claus?
That's funny.
When they ask you questions with no answer, they're
That's funny. So he's a tall man, and people often ask about if he plays basketball. And of course, the joke is that if you asked a short person what they might do, which of course getting shot out of a cannon is totally absurd. So that's the humor there.
How'd you get so tall? There's no answer. It's like vitamin B12. So I like to be creepy for no reason. Like I'll make eye contact and be like, do you want to know how I got so tall? I breastfed for 7 years. You guys want to hear some music? You like the piano?
All right, so that concluded sort of the stand-up portion, and now he's going to go to the piano here. It's very exciting to see some musical comedy here.
This is a beautiful piano. This is amazing. I was playing. That's nice. I was thinking about something. I was listening to a song, and some girl was like, that's a sexy song. She's like, that's a really romantic song. And I started thinking about hookup music over the ages. You know, like, I was a history major in college. I always wondered what hookup music was like in, like, the 18th century. Does anyone ever think about that? Like, what was sexy back then? Was it like, art thou into that? Yeah. Yeah, take that corset off. Yeah, that's hot.
So kind of the joke there is that someone would be hooking up to the Mozart Sonata in C major, which of course is not very sexy music. So that the joke is sort of that would never be used in an appropriate way. No one would ever be aroused by that piece.
That's one of my favorite jokes. I don't know if anyone else likes. So hot. I was like, the worst hookup song in history has to be this one.
All right, and so the joke there is that he went to play The Entertainer by Scott Joplin, and then he's just sort of played it wrong. So that's the joke there.
I've gone through a lot of breakups recently. Breakups can be really hard. Anyone here gone through a breakup recently? Great. I'm happy for all of you. The hardest part of a breakup for me are photos, you know? When you're all sad. Well, at first you get kind of happy with the breakup if it's a bad relationship, and then you realize you're watching a Law & Order marathon by yourself, and you start looking at photos, and you're like, oh, we were so happy. Look at us. Just happiness. We're on a beach with a horse. I've never actually done that, but that sounds pretty happy. And then it dawned on me why that's true. I'm trying to explain the jokes, but I'm also still kind of thinking about how he played the entertainer wrong. We can superimpose me playing it correctly. That'll kind of help to concentrate on what's going on next. It's because you only take pictures when you're happy. If you're currently in a relationship, next time she's screaming at you at IKEA, take a picture of that. Yeah, keep it for a rainy day. And then right after you guys break up and you're all sad, look at it and be like, oh yeah, she was insane.
So this is the joke here, obviously, is that he noticed that a lot of people take pictures of themselves when they're in a happy state in the relationship, but not in the sad one. So instead, you should do that. So this is kind of a series of jokes he's done of, this is what I noticed, instead you should do. So he said, I noticed it's awkward on an airplane. Instead, you should act crazy. And then, people often say, are you tall? Do you play basketball? And I say, oh, I don't. Instead, I should say, do you get shot out of a cannon? So this is kind of a notice and instead you should format of jokes that he's doing here.
In my opinion, most big fights are the guy's fault, typically. The big ones, like, why are we bankrupt? But the little fights, the daily fights, a lot of times are because women watch so many, soap operas, Sex and the City, Nip Tuck, that at any given time, this music is playing in their head. This is how women think. Ready?
Nice little C minor chord there.
And
so the joke there is that women have a dramatic, sort of constant C minor going on in their heads during relationships, because women are so dramatic.
You know it's true.
Annoying.
Any little talk can go south in a heartbeat. She'd be like, Owen, are you hungry? I'm like, no. She's like, where did you eat? I'm like, Wendy's? She's like, what? Wendy's. Who is Wendy? So I take a picture of that. I'm just kidding. I'm Owen Benjamin. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Call back to take a picture of the upset. Yeah. Great stuff. Wonderful stuff from Owen Benjamin. So great to watch. He covered a lot of classical joke material, airports, and men and women are different. which I love to see, and it's always absolutely hilarious. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe. We'll be back with more Jokes Explained shortly. Thank you so much.